Welcome, everyone. It's so great to see you here for our orientation for the Undeclared Arts and Undeclared Science students. We really want you to plan ahead and be aware of some resources that can help you as you embark on your journey at USF. My name is Kimberly Knowles, and I'm the Director of Developmental and Exploratory Advising Programs in CASA, our Center for Academic and Student Achievement, which I'm going to talk to you about in a moment here. And I'm basically the chair of our committee that within CASA develops a lot of resources for undeclared students. And so you're going to hear from me, and you're also going to hear from some of my other colleagues about various resources. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see my presentation. So let me get up here. Can everyone see the presentation? Let me know if anyone's having any issues viewing it. So basically, I work for CASA, which again, I said is the Center for Academic and Student Achievement. And we like to think of ourselves as your home for compassionate academic and personal support to promote your holistic student development. What that means is in terms of the four kind of core things that we do, we empower students, we help you with coaching, like academic coaching. For instance, if you came to talk with one of us, we'd sort of find out a lot about your goals and maybe any challenges that you're working through, and we'd help you kind of make a plan and then connect you. The next one, resources. We'd then connect you with different resources around campus that can help you with those goals. And we like to think of ourselves as a supportive environment for you. So what I like to think of that is that you can come to your CASA coach and you don't have to feel like you have it all figured out. That's really true for everyone at USF, but especially in CASA, we want you to come talk to us when you are a hot mess, for lack of a better word, and you're like, I don't know what to do, and I have 10 different questions, and we'll help you feel comfortable and figure out some next steps. And as part of that, we'll help you develop skills along the way in things like time management and like self-advocacy, so that you'll see as you get closer and closer to graduation, you'll be able to tackle a lot more things on your own. So specific to exploring students or undeclared students, our biggest resource, which I want to walk you through, is what we call the Explore Your Path portal, which we created several years ago to have all these things online, because what I find is sometimes an idea for a new major or a big major minor decision, it can spark at like 2 in the morning. And so we wanted to design this resource so that you could, do a lot of it on your own. So if you're inspired in the middle of the night and all the offices are closed, you can come on and get help right there. So first, I want to show you this intro video, which we created to introduce the portal to you.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Knowles. Welcome to the Explore Your Path portal. Are you overwhelmed by the process of choosing a major? We work with many students who face similar challenges and see them blossom in their new majors. We are confident that this portal will help you find your way. This portal is made up of 4 key sections: Find Yourself, Explore Careers, Explore Majors, and Launch Yourself. In Find Yourself, take the Focus 2 assessment to clarify your interests, personality, skills, and values. In Explore Careers, identify careers that relate to your interests, personality, skills, and values, and any majors you are considering. In Explore Majors, identify majors that will prepare you for any careers you are considering. In Launch Yourself, test your major and career choices through extracurricular activities and internships. Many students report that an experience helped them confirm a major or career interest. Explore the portal sections in any order. Each student is unique, and every journey is different. If you aren't sure where to start, go to Find Yourself first to avoid rushing into decisions. Remember, you are not alone. Over 40% of students change their majors while they are in college. If you need inspiration, check out the various student videos throughout the portal. Your CASA Academic Success Coach is here to support you. The Priscilla A. Scotland Career Services Center is a valuable support as well. We wish you good luck and look forward to hearing about your journey.
Great. All right. So now I want to kind of walk you through just a couple of screens to be aware of that we referenced in the video. So like we said in the video, starting with Find Yourself is a really great place to start. And what I really love about this is something you could do this summer. So if you have, a half hour or an hour or something like that, we have this thing called the Focus 2 assessment, which I'm not going to go into great detail about today. But if you actually view this tutorial video, we give some step-by-step guidance on how to access it. But basically what it is you take, some short little quizzes on your interests, your personality, and your values and your skills, and then it connects those with data on various occupations from the government, because the government actually researches and publishes information on careers. And so you can combine your assessments and figure out like, oh, here's some potential careers that, relate to me and some of the things that are a part of me, like my interests or my values. And you can find out about how to prepare for those occupations, what type of salaries they typically will offer, and some potential majors that, might be something to study to go towards that. Although really you can study a lot of different majors and relate them to different careers. So that's a great place to start. And you can, do a lot of it on your own, but you could also meet with your CASA coach or meet with your academic advisor, or you could meet with your career service or with career services to get ideas as well once you've taken it. Um, Related to that, like I was saying though, some students will have a particular interest. Like they'll be really interested in studying philosophy, or they'll just be super passionate about history. And that is great. Those departments, like we really encourage you to explore those. But if you're like, well, I don't know if I can major in that because like I don't really know what kind of career that would relate to, this section is for you, the Explore Careers section. And so there's a lot of good advice in there about what to do to think through majors that could relate to your careers that could relate to your major. But this in particular is a great resource, and it would be another great thing to look at this summer, which is the what can I do with this major resource. And so they give a lot of different ideas there. So you can see some possibilities. Like let's say languages, cultures, and humanities. So yeah, so I was talking about history. Like let's say you're thinking about history and you're wondering what would be some things you could do with that. Well, you can see, wow, you could go and work in, for government, and these are typical employers. So these are some ways you could strategize in that way. Or, people major in history and go into law. They go into information sciences, believe it or not, so there's just all these different areas, and you can get ideas for how to use that major and, kind of connect with potential careers and possibilities. So, again, if you have some extra time this summer, or even as you get into the fall, this would be a great thing to check out. And then also, I'll talk a little bit more about this. Well, actually, I guess I can talk about it now, but the Explore Majors section is great for actually thinking through like, okay, either I know that I want to do, I know I want to be a journalist, but I'm not sure about majors related to that. Or if you're between a few different majors, this gives a lot of different resources for like researching about different major possibilities. And I'll talk about this a bit later, but how to see how that relates to classes, departments to contact, to explore, because we always encourage you to look at the stuff on the web, but then also actually reach out to different departments. And then actually, there's the recorded WebTrack videos, which you'll see on the WebTrack page. And then also these, major orientations that we're doing this week would actually be great to view. So they're all going to be recorded. And so if you go on the WebTrack page, you'll also be able to potentially view, let's say, the major orientation for 2 or 3 majors that you're considering. So that's a really great one. The Launch Yourself page gives ideas for careers and internships and ways to get involved, because a lot of times students will find their way that way. I think I'll stop there for a minute because I actually wanted to show you this other video. So, one last thing. We also have a blog, a sister blog, which you can access from here where it says Explore Your Path. When we have some various, students and alumni who've been featured that majored in particular areas. And so you can just look at it potentially for inspiration or ideas. So that'd be another great thing to do this summer. But I want to show this video about Katie Carey because I think it relates to what I was just talking about. Let's see, I think it should show it. Yes. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, what is that? Okay, wait, hold on. Not that. Although that actually looks very cool. There's probably a career where you could do that, like design those kind of portals and things. Okay, sorry, let me go into it a different way. So this is actually, and actually on that note, there are videos throughout the portal, which is really fun.
I started at Santa Barbara City College and I ended up falling in love with the political science program because of the professors. About 2 years into the program, I had to take a step back and be like, what is it that I want? Do I want to go travel? Like, where do I see myself going from here? So I ended up taking some time off of school and then going on a semester at sea, which was a study abroad, and I went to 13 countries in 106 days. When I did that, I was like, political science, it's interesting, but it is not for me. I want to do something where I can help tell other people's stories and share the beauty of the world, and that's kind of what led me to media studies. There's no black or white, there's no like point A to point B, it's like point A to Z to back again. There's always going to be transition, there's always going to be new interests, and I think that the important thing is to just follow what you're interested in now and be around good people, talk to some mentors. Having the confidence and strength to change majors is also really hard, but I'm going to do something I love and do something where I can actually have the skills in the marketplace to, you know, follow a career path that would be fulfilling.
Great. So we encourage you also to, spend some time just looking. Every main page in the portal has a video sharing someone's story, and so definitely take some time to look at those. I want to kind of echo for a moment what Katie was saying, in that our what we like to impart to you is that, yes, eventually you want to pick a major, and you could like pick a minor or two minors or other programs, but it's totally fine to change them along the way. And we're actually really excited that you're coming in as an undeclared student, like ready to explore and see the possibilities, because, I see that as a strength that you're already starting that process. Because we have a lot of other students who, start in a particular major and then realize they don't like it and then change. And that's fine too. But I feel like you're already further along in that journey. And so I encourage you to actually take a look at this Launch Yourself page and, pay attention at orientation as they talk about various clubs and things like study abroad and things like volunteer trips or, immersion trips to volunteer with university ministry. Get out there is basically what I'm saying, because basically in exploring and taking advantage of everything USF has to offer, a lot of times that can be the inspiration later that can plant the seed that grows into a minor or an eventual career down the line. So yeah, and we're here is to be that sounding board that she mentioned. So now I want to shift gears, and in a slightly more logistical area, I want to show you this tool, which is part of the degree evaluation. So the degree evaluation is something that, once you declare in a major, it basically takes a snapshot of everything you're registered for and that you've taken before. And it takes all those classes and it compares them to the requirements for like your current major to see like, okay, what do you have completed and what do you still need to do to graduate? Now, as a undeclared student, you will want to take advantage of this what if analysis feature. And so I'm going to walk through a quick tutorial. Now, the cool thing about this tutorial is you could actually, if you are watching this later, you can actually listen to me talk in the background about it, but it's a little slow, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through on my own. And so basically, like again, I was saying, you can use the what if analysis. And you can find the degree evaluation to get started with it in the MyUSF student self-service section, which is in the main dashboard of MyUSF. And then you can go to the student records menu specifically. Now, when you're in it, you want to go here where it says, what if? And so in there, it'll initially default to whatever your current major is. So yours would probably say like BA Undeclared Arts or BS Undeclared Science. And when you go into that, then you want to basically, it'll pull up a list of all the majors and you want to pull a different one. So like if we're here, for example, here, we're going to try what psychology looks like. And then you click process. And then it'll now pull up the degree evaluation, but instead of showing undeclared arts, it'll actually show the requirements for psychology. And even better, it'll show how, let's say, your previous coursework or your current coursework relates to that new major. So it's a great way to tell If there's something, let's say that you have a lot of AP credits or previous college credits, if there's maybe a major that you're already partway completing. Now you also down the line might end up discovering you want to do a minor, which is like a slightly less focus in a certain area rather than a full major. And so you go back up at the top, you'll see at the top of the degree evaluation, there's this little down arrow. And so you'll click it. And then under here, there's a list of minors, and you can actually select try out different minors that might be interdisciplinary. Like this one's great, Child and Youth Studies, pulls classes from multiple different major areas. And so you'd click it and then click process. And then now you can see like, oh, wow, that psychology class also goes towards, that minor. So that's, also really helpful. And then if you're considering doing a double major, now this one's a little trickier, but it is possible. So what you do is you click the arrow again to get back to that menu. And then let's say you already selected psychology and you already selected child and youth studies. To add the double major, you click here where it's like under the additional areas of study. And then you actually have to select the program twice. That's the tricky part. So first you'd say, oh, I want to see what a sociology major would look like. And you want to see, let's say again, what a sociology major, like just for whatever reason, you have to click it twice. And then you actually have to add it. So now you add it to that section. So now you can see here that it has the program and the major and the degree. And then when you click process, now it'll show you, like first it's got the psychology major, and then below it, it also shows what the sociology requirements would look like. So there you go. Now you know how to use the what if analysis to view alternate programs like majors and minors. I think that is the end of the tutorial, but you could always refer back to it if you are wondering how to do that and you forget. On this Explore Majors section, we actually have a link to the tutorial right here. So if you click on use the what if analysis feature, you'll come to that tutorial that I just walked you through, so you'll remember how to do it. So that is a great tool to do maybe before you meet with an advisor, just to like try it out and develop some questions that maybe you want to ask your advisor or a new department for. So yeah, like I was just talking about, this Explore Majors section of the portal, will be very, very helpful. I encourage you to, bookmark that one or take more of a look at that. And then when you get to the point where you actually maybe want to declare a particular major, like let's say you looked at that psychology major or sociology major and you're like, I want to declare sociology. Then this walks through this page here, how to declare your major or minor. That walks through how to actually do that, which the first thing we recommend is to actually use some of these resources to find the contact information for whoever is the main contact to, field questions from students wanting to investigate that area. And then some majors will have particular things you have to do. Like, for example, if you thought you wanted to declare psychology, they'll ask that you actually take and do well in Psych 101 and psychological statistics first. So once you've basically done that, then you would fill out this change of program form online. Other departments, like let's say critical diversity studies, like they might be just like, great, come on in. And so then after you've spoken with them, you'd fill out this form to say you want to drop undeclared arts and add critical diversity studies, and then it'll route its way through the various approvals and it'll get onto your record, and then you'll see that on your degree evaluation. Be aware that those are two resources that can be helpful, but they're both accessible from the Explore Your Path portal directly. Then I just wanted to quickly plant the seed. We try to make the Explore Your Path portal comprehensive, and that, between that and your advisors, you'll have everything you need to explore majors and careers. But if you wanted to dig in more intensively about that and also get a credit, there is an Exploring Majors and Careers class that actually starts partway through the fall semester. It's sort of like an intensive 5-week experience. And so you can sign up for that when you register for your classes if you're interested in that. Yeah, and that's about it. We just, we really encourage you to go forth and set the world on fire. Your CASA coach is there. Your CASA coach will be one consistent person that you'll keep with even after you change majors. So, we encourage you to take advantage of us, contact us, let us know as things come up. And now I kind of want to briefly explain, and then I'm going to introduce my colleague, Mark Merritt, who is the head of the Rhetoric and Composition Department. And so he's going to talk a little bit more about how advising works for Undeclared. art students. And I briefly just want to say something about that too. So as an undeclared student, you'll have a ton of different resources, right? Like you'll have CASA, like to be there for the coaching and, just helping you through the process and like, navigating how to like, navigating the registration system and, figuring out where to go to, contact certain people. That's all stuff that we do. But as far as like anything where you need an advisor signature or like more specific guidance on what classes to sign up for, or to getting your advising hold removed, their department is going to basically, if you're undeclared arts, Professor Merritt's department will do that. And if you're undeclared science, Tanya Miller later is going to explain how that will work for you. So use both of us, and then also consider using the Career Services Office that'll be presenting later in the session for other resources. But I'm going to turn it over to Professor Merritt now, and he's going to share a bit about how their department will be part of your support team while you're here at USF.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Welcome to USF. I'm just going to start by putting my contact information in the chat there. My name is Mark Merritt. I'm a professor in rhetoric and language, also the chair of the department. And my email is Merritt, M-E-R-I-T-T, that's 1 R and 2 T's, at usfca.edu. Please feel free to email me anytime. I'm around all summer, just in and out of town a little bit, but constantly checking email, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm just going to talk to you for a few minutes just to, as Kimberly suggested, explain the basic role of undeclared arts advisors. In rhetoric and language, we advise students who are undeclared but are on the liberal arts side of the equation. And we really serve about, I like to reduce it to 3 purposes that I'm going to put in the chat as well, so that I can and talk about each very briefly. And this will take me just a moment. Appreciation for your patience here. There it is. So the first thing we do is we help you with course selection and navigating the core curricular requirements. So when you arrive in the fall, you'll be assigned one of us, professor in our department, as your undeclared academic advisor. And again, one of the most important things we'll do is help you kind of stay on track with meeting core requirements. Our core curriculum is pretty extensive and can be confusing to some people. So along with your cost advisors and other resources, we will help you make sure you're meeting the requirements in ways that are timely, that fit in with your goals. We'll help you avoid some potential pitfalls that may happen, taking the wrong course at the wrong time, taking a course that you think meets a core requirement but does not. These things happen. So we will go over your options with you every time you register for classes for each semester, and be sure that you're signing up for the best possible sort of menu of classes for your goals. So that's one of the things that we're here for. And as Kimberly referenced, you'll be assigned an advising hold typically each semester, and that will require you to meet with us and consult with us before signing up for classes so we can help make sure that you're on track. 2, we also talk about major and minor selection. And in this sense, we serve as kind of sounding boards, right? You can come and talk to us about some of your ideas about what you might want to study, what you might see yourself doing in the future, or just what you're interested in. And we can help you kind of determine which departments you want to talk to, which professors you want to speak to, which subjects you might want to explore, and sometimes can help you navigate the process of declaring a major or declaring a minor. So we're there to sort of brainstorm with you, have those exploratory conversations, but also help you with the nuts and bolts of that process. And last, we serve as just kind of an access point for resources and information. I like to say to my students, come to me with any questions you have. Some of them I'll be able to answer. Some of them I won't, but the ones that I'm not able to answer, we'll work on together. I'll be able to point you to someone who can answer your question. So we just want to make sure that we serve as one more person or place that you can go to when you are unsure of what to do, when you have a question and you just can't find an answer to it. We will work together with you collaboratively to find that answer. We have a relatively small number of advisees each, a relatively small load of advisees, which is really important for undeclared students because you all have different paths, you all have different interests and different situations, so that we can work with you individually and have those longer term exploratory conversations. So again, my name is Mark Merritt. MarkMeritt. Please email me at merit@usfca.edu anytime. If you want to talk about anything that you're interested in or you're uncertain about as you head towards your first semester at USF. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Tanya Miller.
Thanks, Mark. Hi, my name is Tanya Miller, and I just put my contact information into the chat room. Similar to what the Rhetoric and Language department does for undeclared liberal arts majors, I help the students who are interested in a science major. So similar to the Rhetoric and Language office, we will provide guidance on how to use the degree evaluation, help you make academic planners so that you know when you need to take classes and during which semesters. This is especially important for the science majors because a lot of the science majors classes are very sequential. So if you're interested in a biology major, we need to get you immediately on track for a biology major, etc. So I will work with each of you to make these academic plans so that you know exactly what you need to do, and also to prepare you for registration this fall by letting you know what kind of placement tests you need to take, whether it's chemistry or math or calculus. So that's my role in helping you this summer. Once you decide which path you want to follow, in biology or chemistry, I'll connect you with the department advisors in that area. So my contact information is in the chat room. This summer, Patrick McDonald may be emailing you with information about getting some help from him. And also, I will also have been emailing some of you as well to get help from me. But either one of us can help you, and we look forward to meeting you. We will schedule a Zoom appointment, and we'll go over the different science majors and help you decide which path to start with. I'm now going to pass it on to Career Services.
All right, thank you. I'll share my screen real quick. So my name is Yasaim, and I am a career counselor here at USF. So today I'm going to give you a quick intro to all the services you can expect at the Career Center. So we have a career assessment, and I'll go into that a little bit more in depth later, but we also have opportunities for you to either review or create a new resume and cover letter. You can go over interview coaching or salary negotiation coaching when it comes to that. And not only do we have these one-on-one appointments where you can talk to us about your particular situation, but we also have events. So there are opportunities where recruiters come to campus because they're looking to hire people like you. And we also have career fairs too, so that you can meet employers and talk to them in person. Other types of appointments you can make would be about networking, because it's just as important as having a great resume when you're trying to find a job. We can go over job and internship resources and give you tips on that whole process. We can go over career exploration during a conversation, and we can also give LinkedIn advice. So don't ever feel like you need to have everything prepared or something in hand when you make an appointment. You can always just come as you are. And real quick, I want to show you how you can make an appointment. So one of the best ways to do that would be through Handshake. So every student, as they're enrolled, has a Handshake account automatically. So I recommend you create a profile, but you don't need to have a full profile to make an appointment. So just click on Career Center. Then you click on Appointments. You click on Schedule a new appointment. And as you are all undergrad students, you would click there, but my sample account is a grad student, so I'll just click that. And then you'll see all the different types of appointments I just mentioned. And then you'd click on one and pick the date and the time that you want to meet and go ahead and schedule your appointment. So super easy to do that. Another way to connect with us is through events. So like I mentioned, when we have recruiters come on campus who are looking to hire students as interns or for jobs, and then we also have career fairs. So you can find more information about that on our website or on Handshake too, as it becomes available for upcoming fall. And then we also have a career guide that I will show you real quick as well. It's a great place to get started even before you meet with us, or if you don't have the time and you need to make something real quick. There's lots of samples of resumes, of cover letters, LinkedIn profiles, interview preparation. So if you wanted to see a real quick resume, even of someone who doesn't have too much experience, like you just have your education, maybe you were a dog walker, maybe you worked at Target, there's a sample of how you can talk about that in a more professional way to help you out and get that interview for your next position. And then of course, check your email because we have lots of cool stuff to share with you. So open those up. And then again, real quick, I want to show you a couple of really good career exploration resources as you're trying to figure out what it is you want to do and what you want to study. So that career assessment I mentioned is called Focus. So you would take this assessment. This is all the instructions for how to create an account and all, and it would produce a list of career paths and career options based on how you answer questions about your interests, about your skills, about your values. So you want to make sure you take it when you're in a good mood so you get accurate answers. And it's not telling you what you have to do with your life, but it gives you, another resource to explore different avenues maybe you hadn't thought about before. So it can help you figure out what to study and what to do. And then there's another career exploration tool called What Can I Do with My Major? And so when you go there, they have broken down different popular majors into different areas. So for example, if you were into marketing, I think it's under communication, you'd click on the major you're interested in, and then it shows you all the different areas that they've broken down that major into, so you can see the different career paths that fall under it, and then who would potentially hire you within that career path, and then what strategy you could take to pursue that path. And what I also like is at the bottom of each major's page, they've got links and resources for that particular field, especially employment boards. So like job boards that are specific to your field so that you would only see marketing jobs, which is pretty nice and less overwhelming than a big job board like LinkedIn or Indeed. So I'd encourage you to check that out. And then lastly, we have a career planning checklist. So it kind of gives you guidelines on where you should be at every year that you're a student. So first year, creating your handshake profile, visiting the website, meet with a career counselor, all the things I've mentioned so far. I would encourage you to try that out in your first year. Don't feel like you have to do everything on this list, but it's a good place to start. And you can explore our full website for lots more information as well. And this is our contact info. We're in the UC building, so where the cafeteria is on the 5th floor, but our appointments are both virtual or in person. So we're here 5 days a week. And that's it for me.
Thank you. Let me see. Thank you. So this concludes our orientation. It will be posted on the website. So if you want to come back and review the material, you're more than welcome. And you have some email addresses in the chat room in case you need to email anybody from this group. We look forward to meeting you this fall, and have a great summer. Thank you. Bye.